proud to know that. Our side, we're very, very conservative. We'd have to lose 6 members to not pass something through. I can't even see us getting that many at all. The House body is very conservative, very, very conservative. What we do have to worry about on the other side is the Senate side. We only have 2 to spare, and if 2 go, then we're at a stalemate on that side. That'd be the problem over there. And what she talked about earlier, if 3 go, then the Democrats win on that side, and that's what we have to worry about. So on the House side, you know, I have things in my head like, well, maybe they don't get their stuff passed through, the ones that want to help the Democrats, you know. So there's still wedges we can do on the House side to help Senator Griffin with her body. Yeah, I mean, you know, Senate body. Don't give up. That's Bill's territory.
There was one interesting thing. I talked to the guys from TEP 2 days ago, and they got 6 natural gas power plants. Back in '78, under Carter administration, they were a little more than persuaded to put one of those into coal, because they thought natural gas was going to be one of those commodities that we would lose. So the government forced them to make one coal, and now they're going to try to take that away. So it was quite interesting to find out. I hadn't known that. And what we've done, and I'm glad Keith brought this up, there's a cycle for getting people into office. And in some of these places, we don't do it very well. You got to recruit, you got to get them elected, and then the worst part we got is once we get them elected, we tend to leave them alone. And they can go the other way. We saw that in Tucson. We thought a conservative elected city council. He changed his registration yesterday to Democrat.
We should clap.
Yeah.
No, that's good. This guy was not a
Republican. Democrat. He was a Democrat. But so
takes a pain off of Bruce there. We were all calling him up, bugging him all the time.
So, and the one thing we noticed, we got 36 House members right now. There's 4 people that have more experience there than we have. So we've taken upon ourselves to when the new freshmen come in, to bring them into the fold and train them. David's had fundraising sessions, give them some cash. He's gone through training. I go into their offices and work with them on their bills and how the process works. So they know when they have a question that they might be maybe leaning liberal a little bit, they come talk to us. We're working with them from day one and not letting them just kind of fend for themselves and maybe not go liberal. And that was a huge problem we had in 4 years. We never had that kind of training. We were lucky when we got up there, we didn't really need it. But some people do. You know, they get up there and all of a sudden they start both the nanny state stuff and big regulation. And they go, well, I thought it was conservative. No, you're not. So we've taken that on our part, and him being majority leader works out real well. They come to him first. If he can't help them, then they come to me. But we work with them offline, online, and then a lot of our time there is with them. So hopefully the House will be very strong. I think we will. We've got 12 new freshmen, 12 true freshmen. We had 1 senator come over, and they all look conservative, so we're going to be in pretty good shape. And we do have concerns with the Senate. We have to help Gail out a lot because there's 3 or 4 that we really don't know about.
So that's good. And we're talking about Greenlee here, a major piece that we have to take over, obviously in our district, LD-14 itself. What we have to get to them is, especially the areas that we lost, it's the mining region. And do Democrats like mining? They don't like it at all. That's the message we have to get to people. Say, you're voting for people that would take your job from you right now. If they had power, they would take it from you. We have Rosemont over here that's not even prepped or ready to go yet because they're still fighting the government within. They're fighting the Forest Service, who had already basically said yes to them, but it's backtracked. So they have to go through more process. And we need to get to these people and say, look, here are the values that we hold. Do you believe in these values? And actually examine it with them. And you know what? The chairman here had a good point. Utilizing, if we're going to, what do you say, Tom?
Just in case you forgot my name.
The chairman. What, you don't want to use your title? interrupts me here. What's going on? He acts like he's the chairman. Now I'm losing my point. Yeah, there we go. Utilizing, look, I'm not a hyphenation guy. I believe we're Americans or not. I do. But I do believe we need to get inroads into some that believe they have a hyphenation to themselves. And utilizing Hispanics descent, Americans with Hispanic descent, utilizing them with you to go talk with others that believe that way and trying to turn their viewpoint in that mindset and bring them to the thought that, oh, well, he's not such a bad guy in that party. They actually believe the things I believe in. And I think that's a major thing we need to do, really, we do. But again, Greenlee's going to be our point where I think the three of us have already decided we're going to come and hammer that with you and make sure we turn that fully red. We want that county red. And that way, the whole district is pure red. We like that. So those are the key. So you need help, you let us know. We're going to start Monday. We begin our session at noon. We'll go through our side. The Senate will go through their side, swear each other in on each side respectively. And then the Senate will come over and we'll have the governor in our house. And she'll do her speech. She'll let us know a little bit about the budget, what she wants to do. That's why we don't know what's happening truly with the governor's side. We just don't know where she is. We have a sense of where we want to be. All my members say, hey, let's do the status quo, keep that budget balanced. That's what my guys are saying when they're coming through in my office. I know that. So what we have to do is wait and see what the governor wants to do with the access pieces. I think that's what Bruce is bringing up. I don't know where she is on the access pieces, and we have to wait and see what she wants to propose. So it'll begin Monday, but we probably won't get something solid for a budget from the governor until next Friday. And that's what I'm presuming. So that's where we are.
Any questions? No.
We might want to keep our eye open on Wyoming. They're in the process of countering anything that the feds do on gun control.
It's interesting you say that, because as we're driving down here, he brings that up, says he wants to push that. So.
But there's a bill filed already open.
Oh, well, there we are. See, this southeast area, they're so staunchly conservative.
The other reason I said that is because we need to encourage any manufacturing of ammunition. We might be able to get some of those jobs here in this state. That would be very good for us. Yes.
Western Watersheds has really launched an attack on the BLM in the Stafford District and other districts throughout the West, most recently in Idaho, have really caused a lot of damage. And what they do is create, they file lawsuits against the BLM. And so we heard at the Gila Watershed Partnership from the local BLM guy that they have shut down all monitoring, all of the work that they normally do in order to prepare the data to fight Western watersheds, and it's becoming critical. Do you know anything about this issue, and would you be willing to hear about the issue?
Of course, I'd be willing to hear about it. I tell you, well, the senator is raising her finger.
We've been talking to the governor about cooperation, coordination, and the differences.
Right.
And so I've talked to the governor's staff beginning of the week, and his comment to me was that the governor is going to include something in her State of the State referencing what our wishes are. He could not go into detail until after she makes her speech.
And when is that?
Her speech will be Monday.
Oh.
And so her speech is at 1:30. Yeah, we come over after we do our swearing in over to the House. And then the governor is on at 1:30. And day before yesterday, same staff that I talked to at the beginning of the week said, governor's on at 1:30. We're going to be in your office at 2:30. So hopefully, we'll have some details maybe next time we see you. But yeah, we're aware, and the BLM guy was just beside himself.
Wasn't that something?
And they used to call him Quiet Dave, and he he is so frustrated because they want to actually do some good stuff on the ground for conservation and for bugs, weeds, and critters. And his hands are tied doing paperwork, and they've stopped just about everything. It's not about helping to improve the lands. It's about stopping everything, natural resource connected.
Where's that picture? You saw the picture she had with the federal lands. They ought to be in private hands, and then you don't have to worry about that as much. See, the eastern side doesn't worry like we do, because the federal lands, they have to abide by those.
Actually, it's a fundraising
Attacked by the
mechanism
lawsuits.
because of the Equal Access to Justice Act. If they sue the federal government,
They get
and
paid.
they get paid.
They get paid.
That's
And
the Center for
was
Biological Diversity. That's
The
the
BLM
common.
representative was really on the local side because they are actually doing some good things on the ground.
Again, in Wyoming, if you go back and check with them, they've been having that problem also, in that the ranchers wouldn't even allow the cattle, which had always been drinking from their streams. They said no, because that's muddying the water. So they wanted to back up.
That's coordination. That's what we need to do. And what the process is that the government entity, whether it be the state, the Board of Supervisors, the city councils, school boards, the NRCD, Winkleman NRCD has filed and is progressing on this. And so once you notify them that they will sit at your table instead of them allowing you at the table, and you have to have a plan. So we do. Regional Haze, where did Les? Regional Haze, I guess we have an 11:30 meeting. Regional Haze issue, we have the plan. EPA, our Department of Environmental Quality has notified EPA that we have the plan. EPA has rejected it, but if we do it the other way, we notify that come to our table, we present our plan, you tell us why we won't accept it. And if the science doesn't work out, you're in court. And it's held up throughout the country. So we're hoping the governor will be behind this in all of our natural resource industries and issues, whether it be ranching, farming, or mining, or timber.
Just a little aside, it's a far afield, but the Attorney General of Virginia has a suit against the EPA now where, in effect, EPA has declared water a pollutant.
I think they won that one.
Not yet, he's taken it back.
Oh, did he? I thought he.
Yeah, and there has been a precedent set in, I think it's Oklahoma, against the EPA where they tried to do the same thing, and the court said, you're overstepping your bounds. You can't not do that.
I was at the ASBA conference in December and went to the state trust lands breakout session, and I'm in the process of being put on their committee.
Okay.
So we'll have a voice up with the ASBA. It's just another little voice, but it's at least Cochise County will hopefully be represented with the state land trust on the school board side.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, thank you, Representative Stevens and Gallup, before my mic got turned on. Next, we see item number 11, candidate introductions, and to my knowledge, there are no candidates here for the state party. So we're going to move right along to general comments from membership. If you care to rise, state your name and your county, this is the time. And you get 3 minutes. Come on up.
Okay. Come on down. My name is Donna Orbegosa from Graham County. I just want to make an announcement that our Tea Party, we're in the process of coming up with a different name, but we're very conservative, and Dr. Rapaki, who has addressed the Senate and the House, the full legislature, on global issues. If you've heard the term Agenda 21, that's what they're involved, talking about, what they're concerned about. And they're going to be, we're going to have a meeting February the 15th in Safford. We'll get, I think, some flyers out, right, to all the counties. But we'd like to have if you're interested, we'd like to have you there. He's bringing also a real estate agent from Northern California who is very much involved in this issue. And they're going to be telling us more about the 3 or 4 sheriffs from Northern California and Southern Oregon who have stepped up and said, no, this is not going to happen in our county. So it'll be a good informative meeting, I believe, and you're all invited.
Thank you, Donna. Anything else? You be next, Carl.
Along that same line, February 13th, the Cochise County Tea Party will have their pack here also. I don't think we have a location yet. So we have 2 chances to hear about Agenda 21. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is something that's coming down the pike. It's already in your city councils. It's in your county. We need to fight this in every way, shape, and form. There's also a Tea Party meeting this afternoon in Sierra Vista from 3 to 5 at the Foothills complex, if anyone's interested in coming.
Thank you, Katie.
Potluck.
Carla Rothrock from Cochise County, and you are the chairperson of TMRW.
Yes,
Yes, okay.
and that's what I'm making an announcement about. First, I want to say thank you to our legislators for a very, very informative report, a lot of information. And thank you for clarifying on Robert Graham. I've made this announcement several times. This is probably my last one. At the Thunder Mountain Republican Women's Meeting on the 22nd of this month in Sierra Vista at the Pueblo del Sol Country Club, our speaker will be Robert Graham, who is now the only candidate for our state chair. And as far as I know, that will be the last time that he will be speaking in this area before the vote on the 26th. So if you would like to come down to our meeting, we welcome you. It starts at 11 a.m. Again, that's Tuesday, the 22nd of January. It is $15 for lunch and a meeting and a great speaker. If you have any questions or would like to attend, please see me. Otherwise, come on down to Sierra Vista on the 22nd and hear from Robert Graham. Thanks.
Thank you, Carla. Is there anyone else? Okay. Moving on to item number 13. Next meeting will be Saturday, March 9th, 2013, 9 a.m. check-in. Location to be announced. And if there is no other business before LD-14, God bless America. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.